So welcome to the monthly CART conversations. As I try to tell you every month, this is for you. This is a meeting for you. It's an informational meeting. It is intended to pass information to you that will be helpful. If along the way you want to hear about a topic that we have not covered or a topic that we've covered and didn't cover it in detail enough, if you'll just email that topic to Tiffany or myself, we'll get it on a future program. But truly, this is an information meeting for you. And so let me just start with two items for you tonight before we drop into our agenda. The first one is, remember, this is August, which means we're in a new year. And so we're pleading with you to talk to your clubs and districts and encourage them to routinely give the CART and not wait till June. There are clubs out there that routinely love to wait till the end of June to get contributions to the foundation or the CART or whatever. Please talk them into not doing that. This year we had a whole bunch of contributions come in July, but we're backdated to 23, 24, and we prefer not to have that happen because there's a lot of extra work. And so just talk to your clubs and see if they would routinely send money to the CART fund. Quarterly would be nice, monthly would be even better. But we just want you to do that. Second item, last month, in case you were on the call, I laid out a challenge for each of you to go to your districts and talk to people about becoming a major donor. And I said to you, the word major donor is in your mind. Whatever your district's major donor terms are, that's for your district. To date, since July the 1st, we have one $5,000 donor and not many others even up to 1,000. So I'm challenging you once again to go find us some major donors in each district, and we would love for that to happen. We also would love to have an additional number of folks sign up as recurring donors. That's folks who routinely give either monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annually. And we'd love for you to talk them into to helping us in that way. At this point, I would like to turn the program over to Aaron, who is going to chat with us a bit about Instagram.
All right, thank you. Yes, Tiffany, we started the Instagram page for the CART Fund, I believe this past week, and she asked me to talk with everybody about Instagram so that hopefully everybody will gain a good understanding of what it's used for and what exactly Instagram is. So Instagram it's a social media platform primarily like Facebook. Have you used Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's primarily like Facebook with the exception that it is a visual platform. So it focuses more on visually appealing photos and videos. And also it just allows you to share moments from your life and connect with your audience, much like you do on Facebook. Some of the popular ways to use Instagram, personal expression. So sharing personal photos, videos, stories, but businesses also use them to help build their brand, and they promote products and services, and they use them to engage with their customers and sometimes get feedback. Another way that is popular is influencer marketing. So what that is someone who has a large amount of followers will team up with brands, and they will promote that brand or the service products and use their influence to get their followers to want to also buy that brand. And then community building. So you could create a community much like in Alzheimer. So we're a community of people who want to end that, and that's where we could create a community online, a digital community. And you can use it for shopping. Instagram offers features for shopping, and you can post things in your posts and leave them directly to the place where they can buy it. And y'all stop me at any time if y'all have a question about something I'm saying. But let me know. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 10 tips on making the most out of Instagram. First off, you want to optimize your profile. So make sure you have a high quality picture or logo for your profile picture. Set up your bio. When you set up your bio, be intentional about the words and descriptions you use because you have a short space to tell everybody what it is you're doing and what your page is about. And also use your relevant hashtags. So a relevant hashtag for the CART Fund would be in Alzheimer's. And being that everybody on here is fighting to end Alzheimer's, this will be a great place for you, even sharing your personal story of how you're trying to end Alzheimer's. And that'll help the CART Fund brand grow. And then there's things called story highlights. So if you post something like Tammy posted an awesome video today, she could take that and she could add that to her story highlights. So it's easy for her clients to always find that content. And the stories are usually on the top of your page when you log in, just like they are on Facebook. Okay, second thing, make sure you're posting high quality visual content. So this isn't a place for like long stories or long captions, but you want to consistently post the same kind of content and the same look so that you build a cohesive look for yourself. And then you want to focus on quality over quantity. So you want high quality. You don't want to flood Instagram with things. You want to just have high quality content. And use engaging captions. Although it is a visual place, the engaging captions will help draw interaction with your content. The third tip, use Instagram stories and reels. So stories, like I said, they're used for things that you don't want to keep on your profile forever. A story only lasts for 24 hours. So it's a way to just show fun behind the scenes type content, and not content you want to keep forever. Now, if you put something on your story and decide you want to keep it, you can share it to a story highlight, and then that will stay forever. Reels. Does everybody know what a reel is? Yes? No? Okay, a reel is a short form video. So reels usually are 30 seconds or less. And they're just short video. They're not as polished as a professional video. So just short video, quick edit. Sometimes you add music, sometimes you might add a voiceover, that kind of thing. But it's a 30-second video. And you can use them for almost anything. You can promote the brand. You can tell people why you're trying to end Alzheimer's. You can teach someone how to cook on there by showing different recipes and whatnot. So they can be used for almost anything. And then make sure you engage with your audience. So when you got the content and you get people who are commenting on your post, go back and comment back to them and thank them for their comments or answer questions they may have. It's a great way to continue engaging with them, because if you post a comment and they like it and they want to talk about it and then you never come back, they may not comment the next time. Let's see. You can also, on your stories, you can use polls and question and answer things. So polls are a great way to get feedback from your audience. And then you can host giveaways. So in exchange for likes, shares, and follows, you can offer something to give away that people would enjoy owning. Let's see, the fifth tip, use hashtags wisely. So a hashtag is primarily kind of like just a tag. If you're in, maybe you've got accounting software or something and you tag things so that they're easy to find, that's what a hashtag is for. So if people search for hashtag end Alzheimer's, they would find the CART Fund content because the CART Fund utilizes that hashtag. But you can also create your own hashtags so that you have a branded hashtag. So a branded hashtag might be hashtag cart fund or hashtag civic swag. Those would be branded hashtags, whereas hashtag in Alzheimer's or hashtag Rotary merch, those would be more relevant hashtags. And then number 6, you need to analyze your performance. So when you post your content, some content will perform better than other content. And if you look at your analytics, you can tell what's performing best, and you can create more content like that as opposed to continuing to create content that maybe is not performing as well. And then you can collaborate with influencers. People who have large followings, they'll collaborate with brands and whatnot. Y'all may have seen some things that Tiffany and Tammy and I have done recently, and that's where we were collaborating together to build a stronger brand for all of our brands. Use Instagram ads. These are paid ads, and what they do is they let you reach more people, and they let you target the specific people that you would like to reach. And then Instagram shopping. I personally haven't done this yet, but I plan on setting this up. But you can set up a shop on your Instagram so that people can purchase directly from your posts and reels. And then the last tip, number 10, is to stay updated with the trends, because if you can jump on with the trends, then you'll gain more followers and more interaction.
It is the CART Fund if you are on Instagram. And you'll see that we've started sharing some pictures and things. Because it's with Meta, we can cross post from our Facebook page. But as Erin was telling you about Reels, this is an example. It's got the little video camera, little reel thingy right there in the corner that tells you that these two are videos or reels. So you can watch those. You can tag us on there. She did mention the hashtag, and we use hashtag the CART Fund instead of just CART Fund. And we also use that hashtag in ALZ. And she also mentioned about the shop, and we are adding that as soon as the new buckets arrive. We're going to add that in on the shop thing, where if you would like to get new little blue buckets, you can just click a button and it's going to send an email. It's a free shopping, remember, because we don't charge people for those buckets, but we'll have ways for them to do that. So all of that's going to be coming. So we wanted to make sure that we spotlighted that. And then the other thing that we're going to start doing, and I wanted to share this as well, because this is going to be Aisha. For those of you who don't remember or have not met her before, she is an intern. She's getting her master's in public health, and she's going to be with us through sometime in December. And she's working on various projects with us, one of which is to create a new campaign that we're going to use to spotlight our volunteers. And so we have put together a template, and I'm going to show that to you guys. We're going to be starting with our division directors, and this will post on our Instagram and Facebook page and our LinkedIn and our Twitter account and our website and all of those places. But what's going to happen is Aisha is going to be reaching out to each of you to get the data that she needs to go in and then create this for everyone. So we'll start with our division directors, and then we're going to also do it for our district chairs, and then we'll come back and do the other executive committee members after that. But I wanted to show you the first one because we did one so that we could show it to you guys. And so we're using our branding that we've been talking about. And so it will be a chance to spotlight our volunteers. It will have your name and your district number, excuse me. And if you served as a governor or not, then we'll just leave that line out, and your current Rotary Club. And then underneath it has your title in CART, whether it's a division director or a district chair or whatever the case may be. And we're going to include how long you've been in Rotary. And we want an action picture. We don't want your official headshot that is in DAC-TB. We want it to be something fun and exciting. And so we're very excited about rolling this out. And you're going to be hearing from Aisha coming up soon to get the data that she needs to create one for each of you. And then we're going to be rolling this out. So we're very excited about those. The next thing is on our agenda is actually Tammy Mosteller. As you guys know, you just saw, she is one of our division directors. She's also serving as the current president of what is our cause-based Rotary Club that is being formed to support CART and help end Alzheimer's. And I'll let her tell you about how that's going, because it's going really, really well. And several people are on this call are involved in that. But she also serves as a community educator for the Alzheimer's Association, and she travels around and does programs not only on CART, but also on the Alzheimer's Association. So I thought that this is the beginning of the year. I would use this as an opportunity for her to share with us a program that she does regularly. I think that we will all get something out of it, and it's called Understanding Alzheimer's and Dementia. So Tammy, it is all yours.
Approximately how many Americans are currently living with Alzheimer's? Somebody give me some answers.
Over 6 million.
6 million.
All right. More
Over
than 6. Yep, more than 6 million. All right.
Do we get a baby Ruth or something like that for answering correctly?
How many Americans provide unpaid care for people living with Alzheimer's or other dementias?
Over 11 million.
over 14 million.
Where's the thing?
11 million. Very good. Very good.
Another baby Ruth. Okay.
Alzheimer's is part of a normal part of the aging process. True or false?
That's false.
False.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that's the truth. Yeah, it's not a normal part of aging. People younger than 65 can get Alzheimer's.
True.
Yeah.
I actually have a 40, well, she was 48 when she was diagnosed in 2017, early onset. So she's about 55 now. Okay, so dementia, and I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here because you all know this, but typically when I do this program, it is to people who really don't know a whole lot about dementia. But dementia is the general term for the symptoms that are severe enough to interfere with your daily life. And then there are various causes of Alzheimer's, various causes of dementia, with Alzheimer's being the most common cause. We also have, other than Alzheimer's, we have vascular dementia that typically comes from strokes and things that impede the vasculature of the brain. We have Lewy body, which is a type of protein that builds up. We have, I don't have them in front of me right now. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Frontotemporal, that's the kind that Bruce Willis has. Robin Williams had Lewy body. And then you can have some mixed dementias as well. Some of them are caused neurologically from like Parkinson's and, oh, it just left me. Bill, I know you know what I'm talking about. Huntington's chorea, that's another one that can be caused. It is not a part of the normal aging process we talked about, and it is the most common, Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia. And then you can see on the brains, you can see what a normal one looks like versus when you see the shrinking of the brain. So over 100 years ago, Dr. Alois Alzheimer's, what he done was he found these changes in the brain, and he found these formations of plaques and tangles. And if you've been on this program anytime at all, you'll know that plaques and tangles is the cause of the Alzheimer's. And basically what it does is it causes the nerve cells to die, and it causes the brain to shrink, pretty much like your muscles. If you're not using your muscles, they start wasting away. Same thing with the brain. These plaques and tangles build like roadblocks in the brain. So you've got information going down the highway, and boom, it hits a roadblock, a plaque or a tangle, and it has to go right or left. And so a lot of times that's why you'll see somebody that has dementia and they're carrying on a conversation, they'll stop, and then they'll pick up another conversation, and you're like, where did that come from? That was out of left field. And it's because they've hit a plaque or a tangle, and the information has to go right or left. And because of all these changes, that's what causes the decreased cognitive decline and changes in memory, thinking, and behavior.
Thank you,
So
Tim.
what are some risk factors for Alzheimer's? And what do you think is the greatest known risk factor?
Age.
Family history.
Genetics.
Oh, see, now we're starting to get into all the different things, huh?
Mhm.
All right. Some of you may be
I have no
surprised.
question.
Oh,
Bill Parker, age. Bill Parker knows his Alzheimer's and dementia. Let me just tell you that right now. So whatever Bill Parker says, you better jump on that bandwagon. It is not a normal part of aging, but after the age of 65, your risk doubles every 5 years. 34% of people over the age of 85 have it. And there are populations that are higher at risk. Black Americans are about twice as likely as white Americans to have Alzheimer's, and Hispanics are 1.5 more times likely than white Americans. And then about 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's are women. So we talked about age is the greatest known risk factor. Your risk for developing it increases after the age of 65. Family history is also a known risk factor. Having a parent or sibling with the disease increases your risk. I have great-grandmother, grandmother, mother, and younger sister who all have it. I have done the DNA testing or the genetic testing, and I have a risk gene, which means my risk is higher. I don't have the deterministic gene, which means it absolutely will happen. So there's a difference in those two genes as well. Risk genes and deterministic genes are the two types of genes associated with Alzheimer's. Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, and women are all at an increased risk. So let's see, where's my page turner down here? Here we go. I'm not going to go through the stages in depth. Just know that you can be asymptomatic, have no symptoms, but start having some biological changes in the brain. Then you get into the mild cognitive impairment from Alzheimer's. That's the early stage where you're starting to have a little bit of questioning yourself on your memory. You get into the mild, where you start repeating things and it starts interfering with your daily life. Then you're going to get into the moderate, where you start messing up your checkbook and wandering off, getting lost, getting in your car driving, forgetting where you're going. And then symptoms that interfere with most daily life, and that's the more severe when you get to where you're not able to do your own ADLs anymore, activities of daily living. Trying to stay on time here. We talked about there are 3 phases due to the Alzheimer's. It's broken down in 3 stages: mild, moderate, severe. And the thing about it is no 2 individuals ever progress the same. No 2. It also depends on the type of dementia that you have as to how fast it's going to progress. And if you can have more than one type of dementia. So you could have like a Lewy body and a frontotemporal at the same time. But the more, if you have more than one type, it tends to progress faster. If you have 3 types, it tends to progress much faster. So symptoms do worsen over time, and people are going to progress through the stages, but they're going to progress through those stages at different time limits. There's no standardized anything. And because everybody experiences it different, their treatment's going to be different. Just because a drug works for this person doesn't mean that drug's going to work for this other person with the same type. So if you are interested, you know someone who does have any type of dementia, we always encourage them to have a conversation with their healthcare professional.
Many of you, we've had the conversation about the importance of communicating as a district chair with your club CART chairs in your district. And some of you already have a committee set up in DACTB, and some of you do not. And we have found that there is the gamut of those who have it and have all of their, 95% of their clubs have an identified CART chair in the clubs, and then there are those districts that have none. And so I spent some time last week on Zoom with Billy Black, who is the district communications officer for my district 7670, and also a lot of other Rotary titles, but she's very skilled at DACTB, and she's going to talk us through how to create a committee in DACTB of club CART chairs.
Hi, I'm Billy Black, and I'm the DCO District Communications Officer for District 7670. I have lots of other interest in Rotary, but this one has to do with DAC-DB and how people navigate in DAC-DB. And Miss Tiffany asked me if I would show you how to create a CART committee so that you can communicate with the CART club chairs in your district. And you might say, why would I want to do that? Well, at least monthly, it would be a good idea for you to send them invitations to your learning, Zoom, and best practices. Anytime you have a great best practice, you could share that. And I wouldn't say send an email weekly, but definitely monthly. So it's to your advantage to have these committees. So my district already has a CART chair and she's been hard at work. And so we don't want to get in there and negate hers. So I'm in District 7545. That is West Virginia. And I am imitating John Powell. If you look in the top right, I'm acting as though I'm John Powell because he's going to be very active in CART this year. So we're very excited that you'll have this opportunity. So the first thing you do is come up here to district and then find district committees. Once you're in district committees, each of you should check with your DG, your district governor, or your DCO, district communications officer, to find out if you're okay to create this committee. They may prefer to do it themselves, but it's always a good idea that you know how it's done. So having said that, some of you have a CART committee and you just don't know it. So come to the display options and make sure that you have all committee types turned on. And now I go down to the bottom and I'm looking for CART. In the red, these are roll keys. And so you're looking for capital C, capital A, capital R, capital T. And a really cool thing that you can do is come up here to the top in the search box and type it in. And no committees show up down here at the bottom. So that means this district does not have a CART committee. So I'm free to go ahead and add one. So make sure that you're in the correct year. This Rotary year is 2024-25. If you need to change it for some reason, like you establishing it for next year, there's 25-26. So I'm going to leave it on 24-25. And then I come over to the right and there is a button called Add Committee. And that's what you want to do, Add Committee. And here's the screen that results. Very little information is needed, but typically, and you can call it whatever you want, but people have to be able to find it. So I would say Club CART Chairs. In other words, the chair of CART in each club should come to this committee. It is a general committee for the district, so leave that alone, leave this one alone, leave them all alone. Again, you check for the year. It is not a group to group, that's a much higher level. So now we're ready to enter the roll key. Remember, the only two things that you need to enter are the title of the committee, Club CART Chair, and the roll key of CART. That way we have something universal that can pull all the CART chairs from all of the districts, and CART itself, like Miss Tiffany, could email you and tell you what's happening in the world of CART. So once you get this far, I want you to update. That makes sure that you save it. And then you look for members and positions, and notice there are no members. You click on rebuild. So if you're in a district where there might be some CART chairs, if you rebuild, you would see those clubs come up here. But since there are none in this particular district, none are showing them. So I always update before I leave. And then view. And I'm viewing the club CART chairs here. And there's none there. But here is the cool button, the missing clubs. Now what you want to do is ask all the clubs that don't have a CART chair to find a CART chair or to enter the CART chair in their club officers. So you come up here to this button called Missing Clubs. And this gives you all the clubs that are missing a CART chair. Some of you will have just a few in this list, and some of you will have, as this district does, a whole bunch of them. So then you come up to P-mail and click on P-mail. And here are the settings. You can P-mail the club secretaries, the treasurer. There's a plethora of people that you could P-mail, but my choice is to P-mail the president, because in all likelihood, they're going to have to get the board to find a CART chair, or at least tell the board who that is. So I choose president to be the person that's going to P-mail, and then click P-mail. From here, we have all the club presidents that do not have a CART chair. So you might say for the subject, missing CART chair. And then say whatever you need to say, depending on where CART is in your district. You might tell them who CART is. Just depends on how educated your clubs are. But you need to start with, your club does not have a CART chair, according to my records in DACDB. Would you please find a CART chair and enter it into your club officers, just like you would do any other officer? Or if you don't know how to do that, please send me your selection. Or your third option would be to give instructions on how to put that in DACDB club. So I'm going to stop here. You can either schedule your delivery after you compose your P-mail, or you can send it right away. I don't want to send this to all of his clubs because they'll wonder what the heck I am thinking. So I'm going to go and show you how to enter it in your club, enter any club officer. So you come to My Club tab at the top, Members, and then here's all the members of the club. Now you go to Edit Club, and this is where you'd edit any position, such as president, president-elect, and we're going to make John the CART chair, and he may be the CART chair for a little while until he gets this up and running. So you find John's name in the list, you click the pencil, and you're going to go to Add, and check the dates. Here's the start date of 8/9. That's today's date, and you want it to end not in 2016, but in 2025. That's at the end of this Rotary year. So check those dates. And 6/30. Make sure it says 6/30, 2025. Now you don't type in here, you go look for CART chair. So you click the little add button, and we're looking for CART. And it's been a while since I've looked for CART. Remember that roll key, CART? There it is, CART chair. And there is the CART for the roll chair that we put in there for the roll code. I click on CART chair, and then you have to scroll down to save. Now that we've saved it, it says CART chair, and then we click add to finish up. And this is green because it highlights the current year. Check again for the dates. That's today's date, ending at the end of the Rotary year, and it's the CART chair. And I'm going to close it. All right, now I'm going to show you what happens. I'm going to go to the district committees, and there's CART. And there he is. If you wanted to see it and it didn't show up, you would go to Edit and Rebuild, and that would bring all the names that had not come over. Occasionally they don't come all over, but now he is listed as a member, and I could P-mail him and tell him the latest data that's going on with CART. So my name again is Billy Black. If you have trouble with any of this, I'd be glad to help you. The best way to contact me is by email. It's dg201516@gmail.com. Have fun.
And we definitely suggest, as you may recall, in our orientation training and in our guidebooks, handbooks, if you will, that we really encourage our district chairs to communicate at the minimum of monthly. And this is how you would do that, but you have to build that committee. And again, with the endorsement and the support of your district governor line. The public image campaign that we mentioned earlier about spotlighting our volunteers, there will be several others that are coming out as well. You will find on our website, there is now a picture of the Forget-Me-Not painting that we rolled out to you guys a few months ago and told you about it. It is now starting to be pushed on social media, and it is on some merchandise, including some thank you notes that was upside down. Sorry. Thank you notes that I'm using to send out the honorariums and memorials, and also handwritten notes. And then we're working with Civic Swag and Erin and her folks to create some other merchandise that will have this on there. But the main thing I want to remind you guys is that on our campaign for this year at our training, we did provide you with a new PowerPoint for this year. We put the Forget-Me-Not in that PowerPoint, and we are really at the encouragement of our public image team that has been working with us. We are really getting back to the basics, especially in districts that maybe have never done anything with CART. This is a great opportunity for us to remind our governors and our members in our districts that you do not have to be a large donation to CART. We appreciate those so much. And we are, as Ron mentioned, looking for those major donors, so whatever it may be, because there are people out there that have this as a passion that want to share and contribute. But it's also as simple as spare change going into a bucket. And if every club did that, we would be making so much more strides. And for those clubs that perhaps have never, some of you, in fact, are in districts that have never really been very supportive of CART, not because they don't want to, but because they don't know anything about it. That's the perfect way to really introduce it. And our theme this year is from pocket change to lasting change. And we're going to really stress those little blue buckets. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Also, speaking of buckets, they have been ordered. There are 3,000 on their way to my house right now. So I'll be sharing those with folks as soon as they arrive. If someone needs them, just let one of us know. As you may recall, we have a lunch a la carte next Wednesday, the 21st, with Dr. Levi Wood from Georgia Tech. And you can also find the final report of his grant on our website. We have just updated the website with a lot of new results of final reports from some of our researchers, and all of that is there if you want to go and look for that. We've also updated the website at the beginning of August with some new meta sliders. I don't know if you know what that means, but some new graphics and pictures that are sliding across the top of the website, including one that says donate now. It has a link. It takes you directly to the donor portal. The public image team is hard at work on doing some other updates, and we have sent out an RFP to do a complete redesign of our website. So we'll be talking about that more next month as well. Lunch a la carte, as I mentioned, is next week. And then, of course, this meeting, CART Conversations, is the third Thursday of every month at 5:30. And we do already have one more lunch a la carte scheduled in October 16th. You should be able to find that on our website as well. And just a reminder that we always use the exact same recurring Zoom link. You're also invited to attend one of the meetings of the Alzheimer's Research Club. They meet on the third Tuesday of every month from 6 to 7:30. And that Zoom link is also on our calendar as one of the club's meetings. I wanted to share quickly our challenge for last month was, does anybody remember what the July challenge was?
Set a goal.
Set goals in the portal. That's correct. So your challenge for the month of August is to get a committee set up in DACTB. And if you need help doing that, let us know. We'll be happy to help you. And we are so excited. It is the end. This is the first 6 weeks of our new year. We have started sharing new graphics where we are going to be spotlighting also clubs and districts, the top 3 at the end of each month in total giving. And so if you have not seen that, it is on our social media and on our website. And we encourage you to share that on your pages as well. And I think that's going to remind people to not hold their donations until March or April of next year, because they want to see their name in lights. And we want to see that as well. So we're going to be sharing that. And we hope that you will share that on your pages also.